We're here today in Wuzhen, which is the host city, or host town even, of the of the World Internet Conference. The 4th World Internet Conference is happening at the moment. But we're having a look round at the old part of the town, the scenic part.
Yeah.
So we're going to take a look round and have a look at some of the
interesting stores and some local cuisine.
Yeah, the traditional food and things like this. You can see down here, all the buildings have been renovated, so we're going to take a closer look at some of the old style buildings and what they look like now. So
yeah, we hope you can enjoy your time.
Okay, we're going to take a walk down these steps now, hopefully without falling over. So that's, that would be ideal. So where's the first place we're going to look at?
We're going to there.
Yeah.
As you can see, it is a store for cookies.
Okay, so we're going to go and try out some sweet foods first.
Yeah. And very interesting story.
Now Xiaomin knows a lot more about traditional Chinese food than I do, so I'm going to defer to her for all the information on things like this. Although one thing I can say is that in the UK we call cookies biscuits. So.
Biscuits. Yeah. Oh, okay.
So
I see it.
That's the one bit of thing I can say. So here we are. We can take a look at some of the sweets that they have on display.
And also they have English names, but I'm not sure if you can say it clearly. But maybe just we can introduce it to you.
So they have peach crisp. It says down here on the bottom. Yeah. And what do we have on the top there?
Yeah. How about this one? Do you know what is it?
Is this the one you were talking about earlier that has the interesting name? Is it sister-in-law?
Yep.
Cake or something?
And I want to show you. You can see it has 3 Chinese letters, and behind this it is a very interesting and beautiful story. You know, once upon a time, there's a girl married a guy, and the girl is very good at cooking this kind of biscuits, I'll say. But yeah, her sister-in-law envied her a lot. So originally it tastes sweet, but her sister-in-law just grabbed some salt and put it in it because she wanted to make it.
She wanted to ruin it.
Yeah, but surprisingly, it tastes really good.
So it backfired. Instead of ruining it, she made it even better. And now it's called sister-in-law cookies.
Yeah.
And what's that? How do you say that in Chinese?
姑嫂饼. Bing means biscuits or cookies.
Oh, cookies. So,
yeah, 姑嫂饼. And you can see
look over here as well. Yeah.
They have a blackboard to write the stories on it. So I learned from here.
And these are what they look like out of the packaging. Is that right?
Yeah, you can see.
And you can see how they've prepared them there. I don't know if it'll show on the camera, but over in the corner you can see how they've been preparing the cookies using molds, I think they have there.
Yeah, mold. Very beautiful mold. You can see it here, from here. And it has passed through years, hundreds of years.
So, there's lots of these types of shops in Wuzhen, isn't there, where they make things in the traditional manner, in the way they have for hundreds of years.
Wuzhen has 1,300 years history.
Yeah, it's a very old town. And as we've said before, it's unlike some towns and cities in China, it's never changed its name. It's never, it's got that kind of long history that's stretching back as Wuzhen, the water town.
So they preserve so many traditions. So let's go.
So let's squeeze through here. Let's see if we can come out. There we go. And you can see, because it is all built on the water, we started the live stream on a bridge, and then there's lots of bridges dotted around.
I was told there are more than 80 stone bridges in Wuzhen. And here is a very, very interesting store here. I must introduce it to you and all the audiences overseas.
So this is kind of traditional handicraft here, isn't it?
And everything here are made by hand. And here is the master.
So what do we have down here? I know you were showing me this earlier. This is quite a fascinating little piece that he makes, doesn't it?
Let me show you, okay? Maybe you can introduce it.
I think it's a dragonfly?
Yeah, bamboo dragonfly.
It's made out of bamboo.
Yeah.
And there you can, as they're demonstrating there, you can see it's been so finely balanced when it's been made that you can balance it on the point of your finger.
Yeah.
Even on the
Sharp.
tip of a chisel there. So you can just imagine the kind of skill and technique it takes to be able to make something
very precise.
by hand that is able to balance like that.
师傅，这个做一个大概要多久？
这个呢，一个过程很长，因为这个蜻蜓不会画嘛，也要15道工。对于呢，我这个是要这样，一道工一道工，像这个翅膀，这个翅膀一个工都是要分开做的。啊，一个过程很长的啊。
Yes, and the body. And I just asked the master about how to make it and how long will it take. He told me it takes a very long time because you can see it is very simple, right? But it takes 15 processes to make it. He just showed us every part of the bamboo dragonfly. So that is quite interesting, but you need to take your time.
Absolutely. He's showing us now how he does it, using the sandpaper and shaving off a little bit of bamboo each time until it's just finely balanced, just right.
处理好晒干，这样呢永远不变形。处理好要晒干，竹子是轻的吧？把材料搞得这么白了，因为它是处理好之后再晒干。
You need to manufacture it first. For example, you need to dry the bamboo first, and then it can keep well through times. It won't change its shape.
Yeah. I imagine that's very important because if the bamboo were to warp or change at all, then obviously it wouldn't balance that same way.
这样呢，戴的时候呢不怕挤压。又压不坏，而且呢也可以擦笔的，这样配套的。
Can you take this? I want to show you this, and this is the whole product, and a original one and a small one with pins on it, and you can see this is the where you can put it. So you can put it here, and if you have pens, you can put them here.
So you can use it as kind of a desk tidy. You can have it on your desk at work.
And also, if you put this in your bags or your suitcase, it won't be crushed. Yeah. So it is very safe.
Very clever design there.
手工绘的绘画的，所以我要这样设计了一大一小，因为它是下面一个分叉，是要配套了一个小的。如果下面放个大的就不好看，而且画上花呢，盖上去更。
Yes, the master said it looks more beautiful if we have pens on it and this short branch. So we put a little one. We put a larger one here. So that is balanced and beautiful. Yeah. Thank you. 谢谢师傅.
There we go. And you can also see up on the wall here, he's actually made a basket QR code. So if you wanted to buy one, you can scan that with your phone. And he made that by hand.
Maybe do you want to try to scan it?
Should we try scanning? Oh.
Yeah. Okay, let's try.
So we're just opening up WeChat here, which is a very popular app here in China. And there we go.
Yeah, you can see.
And it shows up the details of the shop there, just from scanning that code. And he made that all by hand, didn't he? He weaved it all by hand. So yeah.
谢谢您.
So yeah, a real master craftsman there. Oh, just passing things back there.
Yeah.
We also have things. We have little models here that have been made out of. We said gourds. Gourds. So they're dried out fruit that's then been painted. So all kinds of these little handicrafts dotted around in these different houses. And as we were saying earlier, these are all refurbished. At one time, you would have had people living here in these houses, weren't you? But now, because it's kind of a scenic area for tourists to come and visit, then they've all been converted into shops and into restaurants.
Now, this one, and they have all kinds of preserved green plums. And you can say, originally, it looks like this. But after many processes, they are preserved in different shapes and they have different tastes. So do you want to taste?
Yeah,
have taste?
Should we try?
我们可以尝一尝吗？
So
你还
these
尝
are,
一下子啊？尝一个什么？
尝一个这个吧。
尝一个青梅子的。
Yeah, we will taste the green one, maybe green plums.
so this is plum.
Yeah,
And-
plum.
yeah.
谢谢，谢谢。
And it's quite sweet, isn't it? Just as a fresh fruit on its own, and it's quite tangy as well. It's got that like the back of your tongue. It's like a sweet but a tangy sensation
Yeah.
as well. Yeah.
I think they put salt in it, right?
A little salt, yeah, to preserve it.
啊，
And
啥
then
里呀？搞到的话，人家读印尼是学的可以。
The
I think these ones you were saying earlier are the smoked version, so it's a different way of preserving.
smoke.
It's kind
你
of
可以看看。
almost.
You can see it.
拍啊拍啊！
Actually, this is like this, right?
That's what it looks like when you buy it. It almost looks like licorice, but it doesn't taste like
哎，我
licorice.
想你
Yeah.
日本了。
And another very popular taste, flavor. Oh, 够了，够了 enough. Yeah.
And
I'll
these
take this
ones
one.
have been preserved using honey,
It-
I think. Is
oh.
that right?
With honey and sugar.
Sugar.
You know, it's sliced into little small pieces.
I'd actually quite like to purchase.
Do you
some
want
and
to
these.
buy some?
Yeah.
We can just buy some here. I want this one and also
I'd like
this
to get
one.
the smoke one. So we're going to get a full selection.
Let's buy some, okay?
Okay, sure.
然后我们想要一包这个，然后一包这个，还有一个这个。
这个是嘞，好的。
And you know they have, they will give you a discount because of the World Internet Conference.
Oh, we get a special internet conference
Yeah.
discount. Yeah.
对，是这三个。
我等你再保证一下。
好的，我们分开付哦。
啊，分开付的。
This is a local delicacy.
要不分开装吧？
对，分开装。那我那两袋给我。
啊，55块。
So we can take this back to Beijing now and share it with our friends and family.
这15块，这15块，15块对吧？
This is 14 yuan.
Okay.
You can pay this first, and I'll pay later. I told her we pay for it separately.
So I scan the Alipay code here.
Yeah, you can use Alipay. And let's show. Greg is using Alipay to pay for what he likes most.
There we go. So I scan it and it should come up on my phone.
这是被扣
There we
除
go.
的，不是乌梅。他要乌
哦，他要乌梅。
乌梅是吧？我知道的，他要乌梅的啊。
Yeah.
我也15块啊。
好。Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
No?
15. I'm sorry, that is 15.
Okay. There we go.
阿姨没有打折吗？
打好了，
打好了折以后是15块是吗？
支付宝啊。
支付宝。Yeah, yes. Good.
There we go.
Now you can take it.
And you can hear the.
嗯
I don't know if you can hear in the background, but the till has just said that I've paid. So there we go.
This is yours.
Thank you very much. So you don't have to get any cash out or anything. You can pay for it all using your phone. And now Xiaomin is going to use the Alipay app on her phone. Hers is in Chinese though. Mine's in
Yeah,
English.
So they have English version and Chinese version.
Although it does still throw me a little because I can't read Chinese very well. And you get to a certain point, and even with the English app, it will then revert back to Chinese. So I get a little stuck sometimes. But there you can see, yeah, it's gone through, and then the till automatically recognises that we've paid, and the lady knows that we've paid.
Yes. So let's go.
Yeah, let's go to the next step.
谢谢，再见。You can see the usually preserved in this kind of containers. They're attractive, right?
Yeah.
When I watch it, I want to taste it.
It's like something in an old-fashioned confectionery shop, a sweet shop that we get back home. Oh, here we have some more savoury treats to try.
This is
So we have a sign up there that says turnip pancake.
yeah.
So how would we say that in Chinese?
萝卜丝饼，饼 means pancake.
Pancake, yeah.
And they also sometimes they translate into cookies.
Yeah.
So that is 胡烧饼 cookies, but 萝卜丝饼 that is pancakes.
It's pancakes. Yeah.
Yes.
So you can see these are made in hot
You
oil.
have two choices. You can say turnip pancakes and a thin sheet of dough.
Yeah, yeah.
Dough, right?
So that's kind of more like a French crepe, perhaps.
Yeah.
But
which one do you want to taste?
I'll try the turnip pancake, I think.
Yeah, I'll try the 春卷.
Okay.
春卷 in Chinese. 2 letters.
So we're going to try one of each.
您好，麻烦给我一个春卷，然后一个萝卜丝饼。
So they've already pre-prepared these ones. You can see. So they use vats of hot oil, I think, to fry them.
This is yours, and you can also pay by WeChat.
Maybe I
think
can-
this is WeChat Pay. 是微信支付对吗？微信支付宝都可以。哦，都可以。You can scan it, both by Alipay and WeChat Pay.
Fantastic. And
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
just give you the microphone.
Okay.
I'm juggling
I'll
everything
take-
in your hands.
I can't wait to taste it.
So it's 3.
3, yeah.
So it's a different app this time. This time we're using WeChat.
Yeah. I'll use WeChat too.
Make sure I've loaded up. There we go. See again, it says payment successful. And they're very, very. It's a very good price as well. It's 3 kwai.
Very reasonable.
Very reasonable. I mean, how would we translate that into dollars? I know in pounds, it's about 30 or 40 pence for anyone who might be watching from the UK.
50.
Maybe 50 cents,
Yeah,
something
50
like that.
cents.
So yeah.
我们都付完了啊。You can say how
Oh yeah,
the
you
day
can see
make.
them cooking some fresh batches now in the hot oil. There we go. And let's have a taste.
Yeah, turnip.
Oh, that's the filling, is it? You can see
yeah.
there.
So you can see it is turnips, right?
It's all been shredded, ready to be added to the mix. So how does it taste?
Really good. I think they put meat in it.
Oh, okay.
You can see it.
So it's not just a pancake. I'm going to try one of
This is
these.
春卷.
Mmm. You see the filling there. Delicious.
Do you like it?
Yeah, really
I like
nice.
it very much.
I'm trying to think of something to compare it to. I don't know. It's very tasty. It's nice to have something savoury after the sweet as well. Cleanse your palate a little bit.
Yeah.
So here we can see more old shops. This one's selling clothing, and we'll actually take a look at this. I think this is Calico, isn't it?
Calico.
We're going to do another live stream later where we'll be looking at how they make this type of cloth.
Yeah.
Because it's here it's a very long tradition of making that type of blue dyed cloth.
Calicos are widely used here for curtains, clothes, and also table clothes.
You see it all over the place, don't you? It's very popular.
Yeah.
But I think it was originated in this area, that style of printing. So.
Yeah. Do you want to try this one?
We can do. So
Yeah.
what do we have here? Maybe you can describe what these are.
This is so delicious. I want to finish it. As you can see, here you have a board here. Has Chinese name and English name there. It's a pickled vegetable clay oven rolls. I just call it like a thin pizza, but without any stuff on it. You just get some stuff in it. Very thin. I think we can buy one, right?
Sure, yeah. Let's try them. So I hold this so you can...
Okay. Let's come.
You can see
how it was cooked.
Yeah, you can see the oven there. I think they cook it on the inside walls.
我们要一个饼。
好的。
要多久？
等个3分钟。
3分钟。We need to wait for 3 minutes, but you can see how they make it.
Yeah.
So that is.
Oh, yeah, so you get the full experience of them making a fresh one.
Yeah.
So there we go.
I'm trying to finish.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. So we're both eating while trying to talk to you.
they made a dough first, and how to say it to make it larger.
Yeah, they roll it out with a rolling pin.
Yeah, that's right.
So it's a little like you do with maybe when people make pizzas and things like that. They do a very similar thing. So the starting process is quite the same, but I think what's really unique about this is the way that they cook it. You can see here, it just opened up a flap at the bottom of the oven here. So I think there's a fire in the bottom there, so it's letting more air in to heat it up.
They use coal here.
Okay, so it's a coal-fired oven.
Yeah.
And obviously, the more, as with any fire, the more air that it gets in, the hotter it will be. So, I'm just going to try and finish this turnip.
Me too. Really tasty.
Very tasty.
And the meat is very fresh, and just put some green onion here.
It's great on a day like today as well because it's a little cold, especially in the shade. So it's nice to have some nice warming food.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh, I finished it.
Little greasy as well. See if I have a tissue.
And it is very crunchy. So I like it.
Reminds me a little, and it's not the same thing, but in the UK we have lots of things like sausage rolls and pork pies and these kind of like warming, cooked, savoury pastries like that. Oh, thank you. So it's a little like that. It's kind of a Chinese version of that, I guess.
Oh, you can see.
Oh, and there we go. So,
wow.
See, very quick, very fast to cook. I think possibly they might have to let it cool down a little bit. I can only imagine how hot that oven must be inside to be able to cook something like that so quickly. There we go.
Again, I'll use WeChat Pay.
Okay, so paying for this with WeChat. Yeah. For anybody who hasn't heard of WeChat, who's watching the stream, it's very popular here in China, and it's becoming much more popular abroad. Possibly the nearest comparison is WhatsApp, that's used in a lot of other countries. But unlike WhatsApp, with WeChat you can use it for all kinds of things like paying for things and sending people money and hongbao, which are like
buy train tickets.
You can buy train tickets. You can just walking into a crowd of people there, and other things like the shared bikes, which are so popular here in China. You can even use WeChat to take a shared bike if you go with the right company.
I think you can.
Okay, we're gonna have a try of this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
there we go. We'll take a little
you
bit.
can say it has fillings there. Like pickled vegetables, a kind of pickled vegetables.
Yeah.
I'll taste it.
What do you think? It's nice. It's very light, especially after the what I just had, the turnip cake. This is much lighter.
I can taste the flavor of the pickled vegetables. It's very special, but I like it.
And obviously, it's quite a large thing as well once it comes out. You know, it's.
Do you want more?
You want me to help you with it?
Yeah.
Let me take a rip there.
Yeah.
Sorry if there's lots of crinkling on the volume there. Just have another try. Oh, I've got lots of pickled veg on that one.
Yeah. It has sesame here.
Oh, okay.
Good.
So it's sesame? Yeah, sesame seeds on the bread there as well.
Okay, let's go to this one.
Oh, and now this is while we're eating, we'll show you.
Yeah, we'll show
now
you
this
something.
is silk, isn't it?
Okay, I think you can make the introduction here.
So this is how traditionally they would make silk. And of course, if you look in here, we've got the cocoons from the silkworms, and there she's pulling the cocoon out and unraveling the ball of silk from around it and putting it on her hand. And we heard earlier that I think was it 10 times that they need to
almost 20 times.
20 times.
They need to put it on her hand and then make a piece of that. And people will pull it and to become a larger one. And then we put it here. it has thousands of layers of that small.
Yeah.
So when you touch it,
It feels like a cloud.
it feels like cloud.
And you can see why this type of handmade traditional silk is, it's very labour intensive, having to pull every bit of silk out of the cocoon like that and then layer it up before it can be spun. I think it's spun to make the scarves and things that you see on display in the background.
Let's just see around some silk scarves. Very beautiful one. You can just say this.
And it is, as you were saying, when you feel the raw silk there, it's almost like not touching anything at all. It's so soft, isn't it? So you can see why this authentic silk makes such beautifully soft products.
I really want to buy one, but it is so large. I just can't take it back to Beijing.
Well, I don't think they're quite made for me, some of this garments. So.
It is very soft.
Oh wow! So we even have, because this, to look at, this almost looks like it's made out of cotton, but it's
Actually,
not. It's silk.
Silk, yeah, and you can maybe give it to your parents and grandparents as gifts.
I'm sure it'll probably be very warm as well.
Very warm.
Yeah. Oh, it's lovely.
Yeah. Let's go.
Okay, we're going to take a look at the next store.
Yes.
Because you'll also probably see in the background lots of restaurants and guest houses, because this whole area has been, like we were saying earlier, it's been refurbished, and it's like a scenic area that people come and they'll, you have romantic getaways and things in this area, don't you? It's very popular among couples, I think. And you can see down here, this is the waterway, one of the many canals there are in Wuzhen. And now and again, you'll see little boats float by, won't you, with people paddling them along at the back. Okay, so we're going to take a look inside here now, I think, are we?
Yeah.
So they're selling lots of jewellery and silver in here.
Yeah, be careful.
Oh, that's a big step.
Yeah.
This traditional architecture looks like it's set out to trip you up sometimes.
This house belongs to the person who was the richest man in the town, in the region. And how can you tell that he is rich? Because traditionally, if there's a common family or with a kind of poor family, they just have one house here in front, but they have 3 halls.
Yeah, so they have like an entranceway and then a courtyard, and the middle room that we're walking through now.
Yes.
And also this room that we're about to enter, it contains some kind of artifacts, some of the old pieces of jewellery and things that used to belong to families that lived in the town. And it also says on the sign here, at one point in Wuzhen, there was as many as 16 gold and silver shops.
Yeah.
So it was a very rich, prosperous place. And you can see that with some of the things that are on display here, all made of silver and gold.
Yes. Now it is a kind of museum now.
Yeah. But this will have probably been the most important person in town's house, I imagine.
All the silver bracelets and everything, they belong to brides.
Okay.
Newly wedded brides.
Oh, right. So it was something very special that
they have fortune because in ancient times they don't have job, so they need to have fortune, and they bring them from their families. Okay. Yeah. So
here we're going into. It says here the double-decker hall. So they've translated it in English, and it's I think unique within Wuzhen because you see here up on the second floor, it's all stone. So you've got a stone floor on the first floor and a stone floor on the second floor, just supported by wooden columns and beams.
Yes.
Which is amazing, really. I mean,
because
that kind
they don't have machines in ancient times, so it is very challenging for them to bring all the stones upstairs.
Plus, just to have, that weight of stone supported by just wooden structures.
And also they use special wooden, not the common one, but very expensive and strong one.
Yeah, and it's still standing to this day. So.
And you can see all these curves, paintings.
Yeah. Another sign that the family who lived here was very rich. And important, that they could have all these carvings done in the stone and things.
Local Jack Ma.
And you were mentioning earlier something about this stone here?
Yeah, it was picked up from the Tai Lake, a very big lake in China.
And you can see it's all kind of got all the holes in it, and you can just imagine it being at the bottom of a lake.
Yeah. I wonder how can they just pick it up from the bottom of the lake.
Oh, well, I don't know. That'd be something we need to find out. Definitely.
Yeah.
There we go. Just make our way back through the museum again. So yeah, if you ever do come to visit Wuzhen, then you'll be able to have a look round and read some of the signs that they have here, explaining all the different jewellery that's on display and things. Everything's bilingual, so we've got the Chinese and we've got the English. They have all these old houses here have the very large sill at the bottom that you have to step over, so that's why you'll find us. We keep having to look down and making sure we don't trip ourselves up.
Maybe you can look at some of this, very delicate.
This has all been made locally. Oh, got some smiley faces.
Yeah, that is very funny. You can see there.
Something for everyone. And if we head a little further down the street, then again another big sill to step over.
Yeah.
If you don't watch where you're going, you could very easily end up flat on your face. We've got a clinic here that we're just walking past now, and next door I think is an apothecary, so it's some herbal medicine store.
Yes, I think so.
It's kind of traditional Chinese medicine, herbs, this kind of thing that's used in it.
Let's go inside.
Should we have a quick look inside, see what they've got on show? Oh wow, look at this building, look at the roof there.
Yeah, it's just how it looks in ancient times. Yeah, hundreds of years ago, maybe or 100 years ago. 这个建筑有多少年的历史呢？100多年。It has almost 100 years history, and everything just looked the same as 100 years ago.
And I think the glass roof there is really quite special. You don't see that very often.
That is very interesting.
Oh yeah, we have an elephant on the wall there, and a stag on the other wall.
And they have some herbal tea.
Of all the different jars here, with all the different types of. So this is tea then. This is. Okay, I was wrong.
You want to buy some? Kenny want to buy some, right? And I'll buy some for her.
Oh.
Yeah, you can.
Our camera woman wants to buy some of the tea, so.
Yeah. And you can see this is lotus leaf.
Oh, lotus leaf.
Lotus leaf and also rosebud. And I think she wants to get one more.
Let's have a look, see.
That is this one? This one, right? This is barley Hawthorn tea. Okay. Good.
Doing a little bit of shopping on the street.
Yeah. I'll pay for this.
So this is floral tea, which is very popular here in China. I was saying before, because I'm from the UK, we drink a lot of tea in the UK, but we tend to just drink black tea with milk in. In fact, a lot of what I drink, I'm from Yorkshire, and I drink Yorkshire tea. It's not from Yorkshire, but that's where they blend it together. But this is very different from your traditional black teas. You know, it's a lot lighter. It's got all the flowers and things in there, so it's got all those different tastes. And obviously, you don't drink it with milk.
They're all preserved in a large glass containers.
So what do we have in here?
能就是比如说尝一下或者怎么样吗？这些全部都是卖的是吗？原价是20，现在也在打折10。 一杯是吗？You can see those bottles there.
Yeah,
cups. That is now it takes 16 yuan. You can take one.
Oh, okay. So this is tea, the tea that's already been brewed. We were looking at there. Okay. So let's head back out again. Again, we have to watch our step. If we don't fall over at any point during this stream, it will have been a success.
Yes, I'll be here.
And actually, something I was just reading here on the right, there's a restaurant, and it has a little sign outside saying that in 2015, so 2 years ago, during the second internet conference, apparently President Xi Jinping hosted the Russian Prime Minister in that restaurant there, so quite famous. So where else are we going to look at? Again, you can see the waterways down here. Oh, we were saying earlier about the traditionally, many hundreds of years ago, when people used to live down here. On the right by the water were the poorer houses. Is that right?
Yeah. Let's see. There are so many people here.
Walking into a crowd.
Yeah, we can just wait for a minute. I think. Yeah.
Very popular. You can see.
Yeah, there are some staffs and volunteers for the Fourth World Internet Conference, and let's say this. You can see this one. They don't have stairs, but the other houses on the other side, they have 2 stairs, right?
So higher up.
Yeah.
And they would be the richer people get to live in those
live there, and if you enter in their house, they will probably have lobbies and another house backyard, but on this side they just have one.
But it's quite funny in a way, because obviously in modern times everybody wants to live by the water. Those are the more expensive houses, aren't they? But back then it used to be the cheaper houses by the water. So it's as if everything's kind of switched over now.
Yes.
And yeah, most of these, as you were saying, most of these houses away from the water would have been much larger and possibly have their own courtyard.
Actually, I think there's also a river behind this, so we just can't see it. But
we can't
see a river.
That's the thing. That's the thing with Wuzhen, isn't there? There's so many canals and rivers. Yeah. Wherever you look, you're going to come across a different river or waterway. So, and here on the right, I think, is one of the many guest houses that they have here in Wuzhen.
If you come here, you can live in these guest houses.
Yeah. And again, you'll probably have a view out over the water. And then, just make our way through some more crowds of people. Should we go up here a little bit? Because I know you were talking about this. Xiaomin knows a little about this square here. Maybe she can tell you.
It is a local theater, and it will have some performances here in dialects. There are many dialects in China, so even if we are Chinese, sometimes we just can't understand the dialects too.
Because that's one of the big misconceptions, isn't it, about China, is that people think there's one Chinese language, and of course, Mandarin is spoken by a lot of people in China, but you also have lots of different dialects in lots of different parts of the country, and they're not necessarily mutually intelligible. Some people who can speak one might not be able to understand the other, and things like that. Yeah. So it's one of those things that people don't know until they come here.
Everyone speaks Chinese, but they can't understand each other sometimes.
Yeah, depending on what part of the country they're from. Yeah.
But we can speak Mandarin.
I mean,
Mandarin.
Yeah. We kind of have the same in the UK, but only to a small degree. We have dialects, but people will still be able to understand. They'll just be like, they'll have to listen very carefully to what you're saying.
I heard that the accent in Liverpool is very special.
It can be very difficult to understand if you're not... I'll let you go under there.
Yeah.
Because I think we're going to look at this shop here.
It is very beautiful umbrella shop.
Yeah.
And everything are made by hand, right? Yeah.
So these are kind of... another way of describing them might be parasols. So it's the kind of thing you'd hold up on a sunny day to kind of to keep the sun off you, you know.
She just told me if you want to make an umbrella, it takes 1 day, the whole day to make it, and you can see.
So it's a lot of work goes into making these, and again, they're all made by hand. So it says on the sign in the corner there, they're hand painted, handmade, and waterproof, which is
waterproof.
To look at, you wouldn't have immediately thought, I don't think.
It rains a lot here.
Oh, okay. So they're not just for sunny days, also for rainy days.
Yeah, and 可以给我们一个伞来，我们打开给大家展示一下。I'll show you how to open it.
We're going to have a little display.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Wow. And this is this bamboo again that's been used here?
这是什么呢？竹子吗？这是竹子。bamboo. Yeah.
So unlike...
They all shaped by hands.
Yeah, unlike modern umbrellas where it'll all be metal and springs and things, this has all been made out of wood.
Pony.
Oh, yeah.
Pony.
So the flowers that we saw on a previous live stream, they're quite popular for clothing and things. We also see them here on the umbrellas. Peonies.
写的是富贵飘香.
Some writing in Chinese characters there as well.
You know, pony represents wealth in Chinese. So it's that 富贵 means rich or wealth.
So this is very auspicious to have these things on.
Yes,
on
people love pony flowers.
Oh, that's fantastic, isn't it?
Through times, we just love it.
Yeah.
And I'll show you how to open it, actually.
Just close it down?
They don't have something to push here. You just need to spin it.
Oh, you can just spin it
you
like
can
that.
Open it.
Wow. And that's been made by hand, and it's all wood as well. So,
yeah.
You know, it's not like those umbrellas you'll find at 7-Eleven.
这把大概多少钱？
这把是原价是168，现在我们是打8折的134块。
哦，it spends you 134， 134对吧？啊，134元。
Okay. So that's probably about, trying to think in US dollars. I'm so terrible at converting in my head.
Me too.
I know, again, in pounds, that's probably about £15 for anybody who might be watching from the UK or know British pounds, which is probably in dollars, probably about 20, something like that.
More than $20.
Yeah, that's kind of off the top of our head there. Don't hold us to that. Okay, 谢谢. So we'll take another look around some of the other shops that we have. We have some more food stalls here.
Look here.
Here we go. Maybe you want to go.
You know, in China we have Dragon Boat Festival. That is very traditional Chinese festival. And on that day we all eat 粽子. So they are making 粽子 now. 这个叶子是什么叶子呢？粽叶包粽子。粽叶就是有 Okay, they use 粽 leaves, but I don't know what are they.
We were having this discussion earlier because I thought they might be bamboo leaves, but possibly they're not. So, but they look a little bit like bamboo leaves.
Okay, I'm asking her if it is bamboo leaves, but yeah, they said bamboo leaves are not as large as this.
Oh, okay.
So they can be used, and the leaves have a special fragrance. It smells very sweet.
You can see how easy she's making it look here, just wrapping the leaves up and then wrapping it around. I'm sure if we were to have a go, we wouldn't be able to do it in anything like that kind of time.
You know, its name is 船头粽. 粽 means 粽子. 船头 just like the head of a ship. So,
okay.
Right?
So it looks a little like a boat or a ship.
Like a boat, yeah, like a boat. And they have different fillings in 粽子. You can put, for example, she's putting meat.
Okay.
And 这是什么米？糯米。Glutinous rice.
Okay, like sticky rice.
Sticky rice, yes. In it. And they also have sweet fillings.
So again, this is a savoury one, but they also do sweet ones if you like.
Yes.
And that's quite fitting, like you say, that they look like a ship because they're eaten during the Dragon Boat Festival.
Yeah, yes.
So yeah. Which is a traditional festival here in China.
this one hasn't been cooked, so we just can't eat it directly. 但是有熟的了吗？已经啊 Which one do you want? Maybe.
How about you choose one, and maybe we can both try a little of it.
I want to choose the chestnut meat 粽子.
Okay. Sure.
It's salty one.
So we're going to try the savoury one, I think. So after preparing it like this, they then boil it, do they?
这个是煮吗？还是蒸啊？要剥开。对，可以帮我们去掉。They will boil all of this 粽子 in water.
Okay, so
I thought they steam it, but no.
So it's one big batch. They all go in together. I don't know if you can maybe see there's a huge pile of them down here that she's been preparing. Maybe we could have a look. There we go. There we go. You can just see them between the pots and the pans there.
Yeah.
And they'll prepare them all at once.
Yes.
So yeah, and this is something I've never tried before. But as I was just saying about Dragon Boat Festival. Oh, there we go. Dragon Boat Festival is a traditional festival here in China, and you can see them race. The dragon boats are a type of boat that they race. It's one of those sights to see if you're here at the right time of year. It can be fantastic to go and watch the dragon boat racing. And if you do happen to visit at that time of year, you could try one of zongzi. I've probably not pronounced that right, but you can try one of these. So here we go.
Yeah, we can try this.
Yeah. Wow, you can see how the rice, all the rice is kind of stuck together because it's been boiled. And they've taken the leaf back off, haven't they?
Yeah,
so
they help us.
It's cooked inside the leaf, and then they take the leaf off.
I think maybe how can we 再拿一个袋子好吗？我们想把它掰开又吃不了。
Just trying to. There we go. Buying too many things. That's always the way, isn't it? Maybe we can break a little bit off. Oh, fantastic.
I'll give you this.
Thank you.
You can see.
There we go. You can see inside.
Meat.
It's got the meat there and the sticky rice.
I'll try this.
Cheers.
Cheers. You know, I'm born in northern part of China, so we usually eat sweet 粽子. But in southern China, they eat meat, salty 粽子. So this is my first time to try.
Oh, we've not tried.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's a first for both of us then. So personally, I prefer savoury things. So I like savoury, meaty food. But you find that with quite a lot of Chinese food, don't you? There's often a north-south divide.
Yeah.
I know mooncakes as well.
Right.
One of the ones.
They have meat in mooncakes in southern China, but we always eat sweet mooncakes
in northern China.
So
it's one of those, again, like we were saying with the language, often people think with the food, there's Chinese food.
You can see this chestnut.
Yeah, there's chestnut
is
as well.
sweet.
Okay, so sweet and meat.
Yeah.
But often people will think, especially in the West, we'll go to Chinese restaurants and people think there's just one type of Chinese food, but there's absolutely not. There's countless different types of cuisine depending on what part of the country you're in, and even the same, like we said with this, even the same type of cuisine will be cooked differently and have different fillings and things like that.
Yeah.
So now I think we're coming up to something that Xiaomin pointed out to me earlier, which I found quite funny.
Yes.
Because
a big barrel.
We have this big barrel here. I don't know if you can see. We're walking up to it on the left here. Now, if you had to guess what this was used for, I don't think you'd be able to guess.
Look at this.
Maybe Xiaomin can speak a little about it.
Yes. You can see the Chinese name. It is Wuzhen Nunu, I think. It is very difficult for you to understand, but also it is very difficult for me to guess what is it used for.
Maybe we can take a look inside.
Yeah.
You can see inside. So there's a false bottom with holes, and we also have these doors here on the side.
Yeah. So in ancient times, women are going to wash their clothes by the river. So you can see there.
So they go down there to wash their clothes. But
But
what would they do with their children? You know, you don't want to take them down to the river because they might fall in, and you're busy. So
it is a good choice. You can put your children here.
it's like an old type of playpen almost.
Yeah.
But the really interesting part I found was that on cold days they would actually put hot coals underneath
Yes,
in the bottom
in the
part,
oven,
and that would keep the barrel warm. For the children to sit inside. Obviously, you'd have to be very careful. It's the kind of thing.
Or it will be very dangerous.
I think it's the kind of thing that you wouldn't do today.
But I think they can manage it because they are so wise. I always think the Asian people in China are very wise persons.
Also, that you have I can't remember the name, but there's a type of traditional bed here in China which is very similar. It's built up, and underneath they would put hot coals to keep warm while you're asleep in the cold parts of the country. So it's something that was done, you know, all over in the colder parts.
Yes.
So it's something that today we'd think, really, hot coals? But
we can burn ourselves.
we'd probably burn ourselves. But if you know what you're doing, then it's the same with anything, isn't it?
Yes.
If you're handling sharp knives and you know what you're doing, you'll be okay. But if you don't, you might cut a finger off.
Right.
I'm going to try and finish some more of my sticky rice I have.
Yeah. You can see there are many volunteers for the Fourth World Internet Conference here. It comes to the end today.
Yeah, today's the final day.
So what are some maybe advanced technologies impressed you a lot? For me, you know, I really like a AI rubbish can.
Yeah, we got to see that the other day, didn't we?
You can call it 小度过来. It will come to you.
Yeah, we had that on a previous live stream. They were an information robot, a service robot that would tell you about the town.
Yeah.
And then also a AI trash can that would come to you so that you can throw things away. So you don't have to find the trash can. The trash can comes to you.
Yes.
And we also, if you guys want to check it out, we also made a short video walking around an automatic unmanned store, wasn't it? That Tmall was showing. And that's a concept that they were saying they want to roll out across the country eventually if they can. I think it's becoming more and more popular, this idea of, as we were showing you earlier, you can pay for everything almost with your phone now.
Yes.
So those kind of stores use that and take it to the next level. So you scan a code as you walk in, and then it recognises what you've picked up.
Yes.
And then as you walk out the store, it just automatically charges it to your Alipay account or your WeChat account possibly.
Alipay account.
So it's it's definitely, it feels like the next step, you know. They call it new retail.
I think that is a very good choice for those person who don't want to make some interactions with.
Well, I think it's almost like, because Tmall is for anybody who doesn't know, it's owned by the same company as Taobao, which is probably the closest comparison is to say it's like China's eBay.
Yeah.
So, and it's very, very popular to buy things online on Taobao and Tmall. But I think what they're trying to do is also bring that experience offline a little bit, so that you don't have to rely on, you know, couriers bringing your goods to your house. You could instead go to a traditional store, but shop in a more modern way at a traditional store. I mean, if we can have a look on the left here, we're just walking past a traditional shoe store.
Yeah, handmade.
So going back to the ancient from the modern we were just talking about.
Yeah.
These are all handmade shoes.
And these shoes are very suitable for you to walk on those stone roads. Yeah.
It's much better for your feet, isn't it, to have... I know there's a sign up in this shop saying people walk about in heeled shoes and things. And it can actually be quite bad for your feet to walk around in these kind of shoes. People always say it's much better to walk around in either barefoot or as close as you can get to barefoot.
Yes.
It's much healthier for your feet, apparently.
And
not that I'm a doctor.
And do not wear high heels if you come here, because that will be very, very difficult.
Can see, maybe we can show you the floor quickly. It's very uneven, so you have to watch your step. And
the stone roads just go through times, and they're not even. So be careful.
But it's you know, that's the way everything used to be, and it's the traditional way of paving.
I like this kind of feeling.
Yeah, no, it's lovely to. I mean, you can actually see through the gaps. There's like a drain underneath, so it would drain the water away.
Yeah,
which is smart, really, because I know we live in Beijing at the moment, it's where we're based. And in Beijing, it very rarely rains. But when it does rain, you know, if there's nowhere for that water to go, it quickly builds up, and you'll have puddles and things sticking around. So you can see
they are trying to solve that problems now.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But we can see that this ancient technology, you know, it's just a smart way of doing it.
That is
simple, smart way.
Reason why I think Asian Chinese people are very smart, wise. They find all kinds of solutions for this
and simple, elegant solutions like that as well. Just leaving a few gaps in the paving stones.
Now, it is very famous rice cake here. As you can see, as you can see here, I'll show you. In Chinese, it's called 定胜糕. 定胜糕. Gao means cake, rice cake, because it is made by rice. So 定胜 means must to win, victory.
And these are sweet, aren't they? These are sweet cakes.
It is sweet cakes. They put it in the mold, put the rice in mold, and put. 这是您好，这是什么呀？
这是豆沙馅。
豆沙哦。That is red bean paste, and also this is some fragrance flowers. They put it together to make this kind of very famous rice cake.
And the mold actually looks a little like a flower as well.
Yes. Do you want to try one?
Yeah, maybe we can. I'll just grab the mic. Maybe we can order one.
您好，帮我们要一个。对。一个。
So, and it's quite interesting as well because Xiaomin was telling me earlier that name in Chinese, Dianxiong, it can be translated as victorious or good, kind of a good look. So it's like a good luck charm. And what you'll find is that people will eat these cakes. They're very popular at times, like with students. You were saying?
Yeah.
Students will eat them because it's thought to bring them good luck for their exams. Or people maybe when they're moving house or they've got a new business decision to make, then they will kind of have these.
Let's go.
Oh, let's go back and let's grab them. And this paper that she's using is actually edible paper as well. So you can eat the whole thing, and that's also made.
You can eat it. It's made by sticky rice.
Yeah. So it's an edible rice paper.
Edible rice paper. Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
So go on. You have a try first. See, let's see what they taste like.
Oh.
Is it very hot?
Very hot.
Well, maybe while we're waiting for it to cool, you were also saying that this bridge that we just walked over has the same name, doesn't it?
Yeah, that is 定胜 Bridge. So you take 定胜糕, you go up to the 定胜 Bridge, then you must win.
So
that is good luck.
You get both the double serving of good luck if you do that.
Do you want to take some?
I'll have a try, yeah?
Yeah.
I didn't get much of the filling. But it's nice, tasty.
I'm sorry.
There we go. The paper's floating away there.
Yeah. Good. I'll try it.
You want to have a try? Go on, you take a bigger bite than I did.
It's very sweet. I like the feeling.
And this using rice to make things like cakes and things. I know, coming from the UK, we only ever really eat rice with like curries and things like this. It's not very often. Oh, you do get rice pudding, I guess, semolina.
Yes.
But usually people associate rice with, like I say, curries and things like that. So it's interesting to see it be used for kind of like a cake and things like, it's something different. And it doesn't really taste like... It doesn't taste like the rice that when you hear rice, it doesn't taste like that.
Yes.
Oh, but speaking of interesting things to show you, just before we walk past, we walked past this earlier and we were told that this is the way.
Yeah. So I have a question for you. If you don't have glass, so how can you protect your house from wind and rains?
And also let the light in.
Yeah. So in ancient times, they don't have glass, so they use shells.
So that's seashells, isn't it?
Seashells, yes. It is very thin, and the light can just go through, and also it keeps the house warm in winter and cold in summer.
Yeah. So it's an old, like you say, if you can't have the glass there, you can't have the windows.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of a old version of a window.
But that is very beautiful, right?
Yeah. And also it gives you more privacy than a window would, because obviously you can't see through it.
And also, only rich people can afford this. Let's go. Okay. And I think we can show you maybe one more store, okay?
Yeah. We're just going to take a walk down this street and then we will be wrapping up shortly, I think. But thank you everyone who's joined us on this live stream. It's been lovely to be able to show you around Wuzhen.
Yes.
I think we both feel very fortunate to have had the chance to check it out ourselves. And we've been blessed today with some beautiful weather. We were just saying earlier.
And we taste some very delicious food
Absolutely,
here.
Absolutely, yeah. Because the last couple of days have been a little grey, a little overcast.
Yeah.
But today we have the sunshine out, we have the blue skies. It's a lovely time to show you around this old town. And also, you can see there's still green in the trees. And there's lots
of flowers.
There's lots of foliage and things around. So it really is even a town to walk around. It's a town for all seasons, as they might say.
Yes.
Oh, and
I think it is a store.
This was the store you wanted to look in earlier, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think. So,
because I really love Yipao.
So these are traditional Chinese dress. Maybe you can tell us a little about this type of dress.
Mm-hmm. Let me ask the staff here actually. 你好，咱们这边是经营了有多久了？
这边啊，反正可能说景区刚开业以来，就是这边有好多年了吧。
OK。那旗袍的话，就是一般你可以介绍咱们这边是说普通人都可以穿，还是说一些富的太太之类的可以穿？
旗袍是适合任何女人的。
是可以帮你穿。
可以的，这边人家在试穿嘛，你可以这边看一下。
Hello, we are on live. 你好，我们是在做一个直播，可以帮我们展示一下吗？
可以。
Okay. We are very lucky.
Fortunate,
because we find a very beautiful lady. She is trying to try a 旗袍, so we can just see around.
Sure, yeah. So this type of dress would often have been worn back in it's a traditional form of dress, isn't it? So it's the kind of dress
very
that would have been worn. It's known by some different names, I think, as well. They know it as a different name in Hong Kong and in the far south of China. But yeah, very beautiful.
Very beautiful. You look gorgeous.
I know Xiaomin, I think, is going to come back here later to buy one.
Yeah, I want to buy one. Originally, I want to try one, but it is a little bit cold today. So we probably just let you see this beautiful lady instead of me. I take too many things with me, So just look at her and all the beautiful clothes here. If you want to buy some, you have to come here because they have a very reasonable price and all kinds of 旗袍. These 旗袍, you can see, these are very long, right? So it's for some important events.
It's quite a formal way of dressing, isn't it? It's the kind.
Very formal.
But
for this, maybe in summer you can just wear it.
Yeah, it's more of a
in
summer
daily
dress.
life. Yeah, and I like this.
Yeah, so it's a little shorter and it doesn't have the sleeves. Yeah. So there we go. So yeah, and obviously, as with any clothing, it's always best to try things on. So it would be better to come yourself if you wanted to buy something like this, so you could see how it fits and make sure that you get the right size.
You have to try it personally because everybody has different shape, and so that makes slight difference,
So if you do come and visit Wuzhen, you can come and get yourself a traditional
Yeah.
Some traditional Chinese clothing.
And this is special door, right? I like this door.
I got caught on it on the way.
Bye， 谢谢你们。
欢迎关注 CD。
And we're just coming up to the end of our live stream now, I think. We're just going to show you one more thing, which is this final... We started on a bridge, so we're going to end on a bridge.
Yes, and since there are so many bridges here, we have to find you a special one. And I'll tell you some stories behind this bridge. Now look at the sign first. These are 3 Chinese letters, and we start from this side. 雨读桥. So 雨 in Chinese means rain. 读 means read books, and 桥 means bridge. So it means when it is rainy day, you read books. And
because you have the shelter of the roof here.
Now look outside. You can look over there. Just come here. That is a bridge called 晴耕桥. 晴 means sunny, so 耕 means do farm work, and 桥 also bridge. So if it is sunny day, you go to your farm to do your work. Yeah.
And on rainy days.
On rainy day, you read books.
Yeah,
so
come
it
here.
is a kind of very ideal life, right?
In an ideal world, that's what we'd all be doing. We'd be out in the sunshine on the nice days. And, But really, we should be on that bridge really on a day like today.
Yeah, it is sunny day, but we have no farm work to finish.
We're on the book reading bridge. So.
Yes. Again, for those who just joined us, we are in Wuzhen now. And if you like our live streaming today, if you like Wuzhen and everything we've showed you, you can follow us on China Daily's Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and see you later.
Well, we will also be doing another live stream later on today, won't we? We're going to show some of the traditional dyeing calico prints.
Yes.
So it's a traditional way of dyeing cloth that they do here in Wuzhen. So join us later for that.
Yes, Greg and I will wait you at that time. Okay, see you later.
Thanks
Bye
very
bye.
much. Bye.
Bye.